Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're at Delta Train Performance and we're going to be going through one of my rehab lifts that I got from Izzy based on the assessment that I had in the last video. If you didn't watch that, you should go back and watch that now. But the long story short is that I have an injury to my posterior lateral corner of my knee, my right knee, which came on from upping my cycling volume way too fast and I wasn't ready for it. So today will be a follow along type of video while I'm working out. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with my workout, what I'm feeling, the progress that I've made recently, and hopefully you can learn a few things that you can apply to your own training as well. So in the past couple weeks, since I started training and following Izzy's programming, my knee has actually gotten so much better. I mean, I haven't been cycling very much. I've done a few 40K rides and 25K rides, but my knee is so much better. I can go into deep knee flexion without pain. I can fully straighten it, no pain. My knee extension strength is coming up. I can do some jumps, demoing when I'm coaching, and it doesn't really bother it. Like, it's so much better already, and it's only been 2.5 weeks or so. Probably done like 10 workouts. And this is the second week on this specific program. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens another couple weeks from now and seeing how good my knee is by then. But Izzy's an absolute genius when it comes to knee and hip and pretty much everything rehab. She just has this ability to know what a joint needs or what an injury needs at a given time without overdoing it, but being able to see progress and be able to get better. So before she opened this facility, we worked together at the Canadian Sport Institute in Calgary, and she was the return to performance lead there. So she would be the person that people come to see if they had a major injury. A lot of people would fly in and just like move to Calgary to work with her, or would come for extended stays after surgeries. And she was super successful there. I want to say something along the lines of 20 athletes that she rehabbed in the couple years before the Beijing Olympics went on to compete there. A number of them won medals, and she's just like one of the best in Canada, if not the world, at designing rehab programs. So pretty lucky that we still work together and she's willing to write me programs. Even though I do things like this and my legs feel like they're gonna explode and I'm not done my warm up yet. Pro tip on the box, make it on a diamond so you straddle the corner and then there's no way you're gonna miss. So many people squat with it like this and then are too far forward and they go to sit down on the box and it's not there and it freaks them out. So if you're straddling it, you know you can't miss it. We'll go, what is this, 40 aside, 80, 125 for the next set. And after it, we'll figure out if it's a warm up or not. think because I'm squatting to a box, I can probably go a little bit heavier than I was originally planning, but I don't want to get too stupid and go really heavy. I lost count. I don't know if I did 6 or 7, but still a warm up. So I'll add 10 aside. That'll be 145 for first set. So one of the things that I find hard with training these days is the comparison to what I was before, or who I was before. So today I'm front squatting 145 pounds for sets of 6, 5, and 4. And then I compare myself, which I know I shouldn't, back to who I was 10, 12 years ago. This would be an easy warm-up for me. I'd be squatting 120 to 135 kilos for a front squat. I feel like that's just like a little bit disheartening, looking back and seeing where you were and where you are now. And it's a little bit tough to have the motivation to come train, but the way I'm trying to look at it right now and reframe it is I'm in a fully different chapter of life than I was when I was in my undergrad, playing hockey, training, working at a gym, and just like living and breathing that side of things. Now I have a career, I have a couple of side hustles that I'm working on, I have a relationship, I enjoy traveling, I enjoy cycling, and there's just other things competing for my time and attention. So yeah, this might not be the numbers that I used to hit or that I would like to have on the bar, but I have all these other things that I'm focusing on at the same time, and I can still continue to push and move forward from where I'm at right now. It just means that it might take a little bit longer. It might not be as smooth as it was when I was 20, but we can still push to try to get better. And that's kind of what I'm trying to remind myself as I go through this rehab and go back into training more often than I was before, which I think I was kind of shying away from training from a strength perspective because I was comparing myself so much back to what I was 10, 15 years ago. So for a single leg bridge, I see a lot of people do this wrong, and they just kind of are in this position and throw themselves up, and they're just kind of like this. What you really want to do is dig your heel down and back, like you're trying to flip the bench back onto yourself, and then squeeze your butt and come up and try to make yourself cramp up here. It's kind of like a plank, as hard as you want to try, as hard as this exercise can be. So I've got 8 of them, and like they're significantly harder than what people say that they are. Like my hamstring feels like it's gonna cramp already. So if you're just doing bridges and not feeling like you're getting a lot of hamstring activation, take a sec before you start, dig that heel down and back, and then squeeze your butt to come up. Okay, this next one is a single arm assisted row, inverted row. So for this, I'm gonna put my feet a little bit wider than my shoulders, try to be in like a plank position. And basically my right hand is along for the ride, and I'm pulling myself up with my left hand, almost trying to make it a single arm row on my left side, but my right one is there just for fun, which makes it so much more difficult. But obviously I'm not strong enough to do a single arm version of this. And then on my right side, which is my bad side, it's significantly harder and feels way more awkward. So that concludes my rehab session for the day. Thought it went pretty well. Currently have no knee pain or hip pain. So that's always good as you finish up a workout. see how it goes tomorrow. Usually with joint stuff, it takes 24 hours for things to start to get inflamed, so hopefully that won't happen this time. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about my rehab process or why I was doing certain things, leave a comment below and I'll try to explain what's going on. Thanks again.